And it says we're live.
It's lies.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything. Well, there's a 6 second delay, guys. So, hi, musical chairs today.
Yeah.
So,
Since you're sitting in the chair, you want to do the
no,
yes, dear.
no, I'll leave. So the person who normally does this, no, wait a minute, we should do this. You can announce them. I'll do this thing where we're like,
Among the Leaves tees, wonky T-shirts.
yeah, he just did a new one this morning. He was telling us about what was that one? A Ted Lasso shirt. Here's a Ted Lasso shirt coming out too. Turn off your sound.
Echoes.
Sorry.
Yeah. North Texas troublemakers are supported by King Harv's Coffees.
Oh yeah. King Harv's.
Please go buy King Harv's Coffees. They are excellent.
So at some point we have to play the King Harv ads that Mike and I did on the road that I was laughing so hard about. Almost had to pull over. There's just, what was that one?
When he was having a sale on the African coffees.
Yeah. So that's pretty
No,
crazy.
I can't do that.
No, you cannot. You'll get us thrown off YouTube. And then we have.
And if you would like to support the Blanket Fort, which is run by Jonna and needs all the help we can get.
Well, you're not kidding. Just keeping the dishes done with all these people here is enough work as it is. Plus, I need funds for alcohol to deal with all the grumpy people who turn up here. So
You already drank 2 shelves worth back there?
I'm working on it. So especially after yesterday. So we now return you to your regular scheduled.
Madness. Regularly scheduled madness.
And we obviously have a guest in the house today.
There's a mic in the house.
Woohoo! Oh, wait.
I don't know, that's it.
You can be excited about yourself. This is so good.
I guess we could call him a guest.
Mike? He's part of the furniture now.
Yeah.
What
After
do
that,
they call those regular guest appearances?
part of the furniture, part of the landscape.
I'll be Tim Conway to this show.
Yes, no squirrels were harmed.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Right? I need somebody to come in my backyard and harm the squirrels on my pecan tree.
Just think of him as protein for when the inevitable fall of civilization happens.
Oh, I would be happy to think of them as protein, and I don't even need to wait for the fall of civilization.
I roast the beans down in Africa.
Yes, I saw that.
Oh, I
So,
was going to go.
King Harvest is giving away free samples of their Antarctica coffee with
Yeah.
Really?
orders. So right now, which I thought was interesting. And Sanford has a moratorium on coffee orders because we realized I had double ordered at one point and we got a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a mistake.
I don't see that as being that much of a problem.
Yeah.
Jim, you just be Harvey Furman and I just be Carol Burnett.
Okay.
I'm going to have my Pepsi.
Differs. I've got to ask, which one did you consider a light flavor?
King Harv's?
Probably Uranus. Hey-oh! Sorry.
Demonetization in 3, 2. Oh, wait.
Paul Lind, he's not.
Good do.
Oh, no. I can find him a good shirt for that.
Yeah.
So, where are we? Let's see. I had something to talk about. Now I forgot what it was.
We've distracted the squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
They've dropped their glow sticks.
Brain
Well,
squirrels
we
everywhere.
got stuff going on this weekend.
We do.
We're working.
We do. And part of those stuff, I would just like to make a general announcement. If you have sold your short story to someone else, if you have signed a contract with somebody else,
Don't play verbal footsie with Jonna because she'll figure it out.
don't send it to us and then act and then play all innocent.
Integrity is a thing at Racketeer Press.
When you're asking questions in that way that we know what you actually mean,
Okay, so I used to work in a high school with a bunch of guilty high schoolers. It's not like you can phrase a question in a way that I won't figure out what you're trying to do, asshole. So
You see what happened, First Sergeant was.
oh god,
Yes.
Sarge, you're just before you
You're
go,
not going to believe this.
before you explode, let me explain.
This is the deal. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
So, yes, if you have signed a contract with somebody else, we don't give us don't send it to us. We can't use it. You're gonna
Well, if you're
The
doing
horns of Oakland Sound.
if you're gonna do multiple submissions, then track your stuff and know if it's
Yeah,
sold.
yeah.
And then withdraw it from the other places you send.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try to double dip because we'll find out.
I
Okay,
mean,
if you sign a contract with another author and then you sign a second contract with us before the first publisher has time to publish, we're on the hook.
Yeah.
They can get a case of ass at us, and I don't have enough money for a good set of trial attorneys yet.
there is a reason, unfortunately, that most publishers say no simultaneous submissions. It's obviously in the author's benefit to send
Yeah.
your story out to as many places as you think might possibly accept it.
Yeah.
And the scattergun approach of one of them will probably take it. If you're going to do that, then you need to make sure that you then go back and withdraw every place that you
Yeah.
sent it off
Yeah.
to. But also, a lot of publishers will blacklist you for that because they specifically say no simultaneous submissions for a reason.
Brennan, you actually did it the right way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
made
yeah.
sure the exclusivity period was up.
Right. It's different if you're offering a reprint
Yeah.
that has already
Oh, yeah.
come out of an exclusive period somewhere else.
But if you just signed a contract with somebody else and then you want to sign a contract with us too for the same,
Well, yeah, once you sign a contract, like if you did multiple submissions, just pull the other ones with
Yeah.
the signed contract.
Mhm.
Like I don't have a beef with that.
Yeah.
But
This-
don't act like, oh, does this mean I can't?
does this clause mean that yes,
Yes.
actually that's what
Yeah.
it means. Don't get me sued.
Yeah.
Please. CEO, which is a Latin phrase that means he who talks to lawyers,
Yeah.
does not need to get sued right now.
And exclusivity period was up by 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you did fine.
We always give,
This is the first time we've had this issue. So
Life
Yeah.
is full of firsts.
yeah,
It's-
we give, I say we,
might as well.
I as an author and y'all as a press give rights back in a year.
Mhm.
So
And-
after that year is up from publication date, you're free to do whatever you want to. with it.
Everybody that's so far up till now, all of you guys have done your due diligence and kept us out of lawsuits. So it's just we're God bless them. We're coming up with new authors.
Yeah.
We're finding new baby authors. And one of the things I'm learning is that a lot of them have PTSD, publisher trauma stress disorder.
Yeah.
We have a lot of young authors that have been, I would say, burned so much as flambéed, napalmed.
Yeah.
Nuked is a good
Yeah.
by other publishers and are a little gun shy. Those we can work with.
Yeah.
We've dealt, John, how many we dealt? Oh, I just got an eyebrow.
You got the eyebrow of doom there.
We've got several young authors that are little gun shy, bless their hearts. Kicked around like a fleshy soccer ball. Yeah, good mental image.
The head only.
I was going to say German porno, but anyway,
Explain that.
pounded like a German porno. Thought it was
Well, I
self-evident.
just want to know. I'm just curious about your background in German porno.
How would CQ duty?
Yeah.
The Marine not have the?
No.
No,
See,
they
have a
have
certain expertise that.
they have the midgets.
Cavalry.
Yeah.
Or the strippers, the midgets, and the midget strippers gone from the room before inspection,
Yeah.
please. Wait, I was going somewhere. Which
You
is
were
a
talking
bad
about
PTSD
the abuse
flashback.
of authors by
Get that
publishers.
fucking stripper. Like, so the authors have been abused that we're coming up with, we will take care of. Guys, no problem. We understand that you're burned. We'll take care of you. It's not an issue. If you've just got
This guy also was like, "Can I have a clause that if you don't publish it in like 6 months, that I get it back?" And I'm like, "You have not done your research, honey."
No.
So
Well,
And-
and that's a legitimate thing
It's a
to
good
ask
question.
a lot of publishers. And it is, especially if you've done your due diligence and you've done some research on a publisher and you
Yeah.
find that they're known for holding on to things for 2 years.
Yeah.
You should ask for that clause.
Wait.
It's not necessary with Rack Press.
if you're a baby publisher, if you're a baby author, God bless every each and every one of you. Not just us, but do research on folks you submit to.
Yeah.
If you don't
You-
get a signed contract,
Talk to
You're
other
not
people.
obligated at that point. You can do whatever you want to with a story.
Talk to other authors that have published with people. Folks in here saying, well, they don't need to do that rack press. Yeah, do it rack press. Do your background checks on us. Talk to our authors. Make sure we're good people. Well, you're not going to hurt my feelings in the least.
You submitted stories to those dirty AI people.
Sorry.
Damn, Skippy.
Yes.
We're a little bit crispy right now.
Your story will not be eligible for
A dragon.
Award.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
The
there.
story wouldn't have been eligible for a Dragon Award anyway. Dragon Award don't recognize short stories.
See?
Yeah.
Bastards.
The only way that the anthologies were ever going to make it to the Dragon Awards, and two of my anthology covers have,
Yeah.
is through the best illustrative
Yeah.
covers. And But Not Broken didn't win last year,
Gorgeous cover.
but the anthology got attention, and
Yeah.
honestly, that's all I care about.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got a nice
we got
bump
lots of
in
attention
sales.
this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
The other thing, folks, is, and this was a different discussion somewhere else that I was involved in, and that is optioning of books.
Oh, John Van Stroud went off on a rant on that today.
Yeah, but Larry straightened out on that. He was actually, oh, cool, good information.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can, I get a certified rejection letter to frame differs.
Considering the rejection letters that Rita was sending out yesterday, I don't know there's a frame big enough. Rita sends out really good rejection letters. It's the teacher that,
Yeah.
it's the college professor in her. She sends out really good rejection letters,
Unlike the one I got.
and she's gonna get exhausted.
Don't get used to that, people.
Yeah. No,
Mine's gonna read "Get Bent."
Get better or get bent.
But there is an issue surrounding options for rights for books. It's been around for a long time. And one of the conversations was around whether or not certain authors get optioned to keep their books from being optioned by somebody else to actually produce a movie, which is possible. But you have to think about the fact that if you actually got a movie, you're going to make a shit ton of money.
You're not going to be happy with what they produce, but you'll make money.
Now, classic example, George R.R. Martin, which he's never finished the third book in the series.
Separate issue.
No, it's actually part of the
Was it
same
part of
issue.
it?
He made so much money, he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
For
you
a,
have more money than you can possibly spend.
Yeah.
And a short lifespan remaining to you.
Have you met
Right on.
Rita? There's not.
Well, and I think him not finishing it lent it is why that series ended the way it did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
Longmire, yeah, that's an example. Longmire pretty much killed anything for Westerns. Now, there were people that were selling they were getting picked up for options on their Western writing that never went anywhere. But if you think about it as a baby author, as an independent author, as a traditionally published author, that's not a superstar,
Speak of the devil.
the
It's a
odds
Rita.
are that they're going to offer you something like $50,000 for 5-year option. You're going to take that because 50 some odd $1,000 is a hell of a lot more than you're going to make anywhere else off that book. So yeah, hey, give me the money, take that and run. Not caring that what you may be doing is taking yourself out of another movie, right?
well, it isn't.
Always ask for a percentage of the marketing budget. Actually, what you want to do is you want to take the back end money, not
Hey,
the front end
baby.
money.
Come
Jim,
here.
does that just depend on what you want out of that? Like, what I'm thinking of is was it Max Brooks wrote?
Max Brand?
No, they wrote the zombie.
World War
Max
Z.
Brooks,
Max
World War
Brooks.
Z.
Yes,
Yeah,
Max Brooks.
Terrible book.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Bloody
then,
awful book.
and then when they made it into a movie, he complained to his dad, who Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
That he's
He
like,
didn't
Dad,
realize-
the movie's nothing like my book, and he's like, their checks clearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Robert A. Heinlein, Starship Troopers.
So what's weird is my friend John Farley was actually contracted, the first person contracted to write the script for Starship Troopers, and he willingly admitted that he was exactly the wrong person for that, but he took the 20 grand.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
He took the money and ran.
yeah,
I'll go one. The exception proves the rule. Is how many people have seen Stardust, the Hollywood's version of a Neil Gaiman book? Reed and I watched the movie first, and it's
I'm
one of my.
supposed to show you. I'm looking on that.
Does that look familiar?
oh, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so stinking cute. Oh, they're
Anyway.
Multiple reference images.
Stardust
cute.
is one of my favorite movies.
Aw.
It is nothing like the book. The book is bloody awful compared to the movie.
Yeah.
Movie's great. The book,
Well,
this Tim Powers laughs about selling the rights to On Stranger Tides.
Yeah.
And he's like, they gave me these millions of dollars, and all I used was the title. Nothing in this book is in the movie except the title.
exactly.
I'd take that payday.
Yeah,
Did the
I think
check
that-
clear?
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, Craig Johnson's still writing, Nancy. You're correct about that. But as far as
It's
selling anything
adorable. I
else or
love it.
anybody else in that genre
So cute.
selling, it's not doing it.
Does everybody remember the Space Possum ABCs I read on here that Rita's writing?
Yeah.
If everybody remembers that, I just saw some of Cedar's proofs for the book.
Yeah.
And the squeeing was Rita seeing some of the proofs for the book.
The book was Gaiman writing a Victorian fairy tale. Yeah, pretty much true.
The movie was so much better.
Yeah.
It really was. The
That's
book
a
was
rare case.
a very rare case. Exception proves the rule.
Because
Well, I've never really liked any of Gaiman's stuff.
I haven't
So-
particularly cared for it either.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Gaiman stuff.
I've liked his short fiction quite a bit.
I've
And the
never
only
really
book he
seen
wrote
any
that
of
I
that.
liked was with Terry Pratchett, so maybe
Yeah.
that tells you something.
Well,
Right, Pratchett's master. So
Yeah,
Pratchett.
Brennan, Larry got a check. That's what counted.
Yeah.
And that check cashed. So, yes.
the check clear? Drive on.
But the thing is, the difference between movies and books, one of the biggest differences is in a book, you have time to do the backstory. You have time to do all those extra bits that fill out the characters. In the movies, you don't. Most movie scripts are less than 25,000 words. And there's very little. There may be 2 or 3 lines of action for that scene. That's it. So, and a lot of the actors don't read the book. They get paid to come in and act
And follow the screenplay.
and follow the screenplay. Or as our friend Jen Hess said, dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah. Thing about Gaiman, one of the things that annoys the crap out of me about fiction, and this is a personal thing, this is not a general thing, is I hate grimdark. And like I tell folks all the time when they ask what you like to read, I don't want to read something that makes me feel like I'm back out of patrol.
Yeah.
I don't want to read something that's the world's grimy and gray and full of shit and people suck. I don't want to read that. Gaiman, the Sandman series, I tried. Everybody was oohing and awing over the Sandman series, and I tried to read it. I did, but at best, folks were morally gray. The world is dreary and sucks, and sorry. And I don't. That doesn't do. That I was a cop for 26 years.
Yeah.
I lived in Africa. I don't need to read about how shitty the world is. I know.
Well, and that's the other thing, that there is a huge genre of what they call psychological thrillers. And they're usually targeted at women. So, and they're kind of a spin-off of the much earlier Gothic romance. And also things like Lady Audley's Secret from Victoria, which was sensationalist fiction, and actually a progenitor of pulp, arguably,
Yeah.
because of the sensationalism. But all of that is targeted towards women who are living safe, happy, comfortable lives, and they want to experience a little frisson of danger in their life because they don't. There's nothing.
I can arrange.
Well, and
I
that's
can arrange for his home.
Yes.
Packet of hot dogs and don't ask where we're going, and I can damn sure get you the feeling of danger.
But that's the thing, which is that if you look at what sells and what sells really well,
Right.
Gothics and the psychological thrillers, and this is why so many housewives are invested in true crime.
Yeah.
And because it's not something that exists in their daily life,
Yeah.
and they aren't actually threatened by it, unlike someone who might actually have lived through some of those things of
Like somebody living in Aurora, Colorado right now, an apartment complex.
There's at least two of us in here. That would not have happened.
Yeah.
That's
What happened in the apartment complex?
Aurora, Colorado, a Venezuelan
Venezuelan gang.
prison gang
Oof.
has moved in and has taken over control.
How the heck do they let that happen?
Colorado.
That's Colorado.
Well, yeah, that's the answer.
And the gang has, by their gang bosses, been given the okay to shoot cops. They have video of them.
Only in Colorado. No, only in cities. Only in cities.
One guy with an AR and the other three with pistols out and open, coming up a stairwell on a camera, and no police response whatsoever. They come back and break into the apartment later, still no police response.
See, there wouldn't need to be police response.
Yeah, the city council says, "Oh, well, they're not really a gang."
Who cares?
What?
City council says, "Oh, it's not a gang issue."
The apartment people should have said right-wing extremists were coming in the front door.
Oh,
Well, the problem is it's a enclave of
Denver.
well, it's an enclave of Denver. Yes, Aurora is an enclave, but it's also that apartment complex is an enclave of Venezuelan illegals. Which, oh, by the way, they're blaming Abbott for sending them there,
Well, he did.
but the federal government sent a
I
bunch
know.
more,
I know.
including the ones that they flew out of Venezuela, which are probably the gang members. So
I know. If I'd have been living there,
those people,
as a creative articulation, if Rita and I had been living there with what we have, hypothetically speaking, they'd have a flashbang down a grenade down the stairwell, followed by me with maybe an AR-15, and then a quick call to city to find out when the trash pickup would be.
yeah,
Mike's going, just one?
Well, that's it.
12 gauge through, the first one through the door, and then 12 gauge the other ones, because that's a compression factor.
Mhm.
But anyway, back to what you're saying, Cedar. Those people would not be reading Gothic.
No.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, which is that you've got people that encounter the real world and
Yeah.
live a real life, and those people want to read escapism.
Here's a pack of hot dogs and a bottle of Mad Dog number 5. I want you to walk 4 blocks that way. I'll pick up in 4 blocks. There's
Dog
your frisson.
2020, yeah.
There's your frisson.
Brandon Herrera's Cybertruck with a
With the-
Browning M2 in the bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw a picture of that one today. The technical that I had seen, I think, was from Cameroon.
Yeah.
Pictures of that Cameroonian warlord had bought his and
Yeah.
mounted something in the back of it. It was a blurry picture, and I'm not that good at kind of identification.
That was a Dushka.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Clay.
mean,
But I live in Texas, so Venezuelan gangs aren't taking over Owl Park.
and are unlikely to do so.
Yeah,
I
They're
mean,
they're not gonna.
they're not stupid. They know where paths of least resistance are, and it's
Yes.
much more likely in Aurora, Colorado than it is here.
And also among migrants rather than native.
Yeah, because this is the actually one of the real humanitarian arguments against allowing rampant illegal immigration. Because once someone is illegally in this country, they cannot just go get help easily.
Yeah.
And so they are vulnerable. This was one of the things that we were talking about in, I forget which class, but it was one of my criminal justice classes, is the fact that illegal immigrants will be preyed upon at a much higher rate because they can't just get help.
It
Yeah.
happens.
And because they're afraid of
Exactly.
asking for help because the police in their country are worse than useless.
Yeah.
And the police here, they're afraid are going to kick them back to immigration, and then they'll wind up back in whatever hellhole they came from.
Well, as of today, if Newsom had signed it, which I'm pretty sure he probably will, illegals in California will be able to get a $150,000 loan to buy a house.
But can they pay it back?
Well, and what
That's not the issue. It's
quite
whether
honestly,
I know,
what can they
but-
buy in California for 150K?
doghouse, maybe.
Maybe I was going to say a tent under the nearest bridge.
Yeah.
I'll have to fight it out with the other 200 people living under there.
Yeah, Greg, that's a good point. Florida, the gangs from New York come down to spend money they stole up north, and they behave because they'll go to prison. Yeah,
Or get shot to dull rags.
yeah, like the one guy who apparently was from New York or New Jersey or somewhere, and came in and stole a bunch of stuff out of a store, shoplifted it. You can't do nothing to me. Bam, bam, bam. Really? You're in Florida now, boy.
Goodness.
And I don't think he survived. The sheriff down in Broward County is,
I love Grady Judd.
oh, yeah.
Sheriff, is it Grady Judd?
Yeah.
Sheriff Judd. That man's, he keeps getting reelected. God bless him. So
Yeah.
whatever county he's sheriff of in Florida, they've got their heads on right, and he gives the best press.
Yeah, his pressers are interesting. to
Yes,
watch.
they are. Woo!
One of Larry's Twitter chew boys, $1 million house in Northern California. Yeah, right. Well, $1 million
Oh,
house.
2-bedroom, 900 square feet.
Yeah.
We got that.
But the sheriff in Broward County was irate about the fact that they, under the Biden administration, could not deport the illegals that they caught because they had not committed a violent crime. They just stole stuff. So they could not turn them over to ICE to have them deported. Oh, yeah. Brennan, that was a good one. The Yankee anti-oil zealot who keyed the Jeep in Key West got charged with felony vandalism. Yeah, that's right.
I wrote a story.
You know what that reminds me of? The teenager a few years back in Singapore that found out the hard way
Yeah, about spitting on the sidewalk. Yes.
that vandalism will
Ooh.
get you caned
Yes.
in Singapore.
got his ass beat professionally and judiciously.
Yes.
I wrote a story some years back about a time that
Polk County, Florida. Thank you.
Polk County.
Yeah.
About the time some little shit from California coming through got a case of hips and a holder or a dicky bird pump check.
Yeah.
And threw a lit road flare on it. And so we saw the smoke and went hauling ass out there and found his Mustang high centered. I was going to see if I go see if I move it, and saw the bundle, the newly purchased bundle of road flares, the one missing. I went, huh. Just driving through on the way to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Apparently he doesn't like petrochemical, whatever. Bought road
So
flares,
he's driving a car. that
Driving a
needs
car.
Gas,
driving a Mustang.
that needs gas.
Yep. That is the
Uh,
one where he discovered the joys of mesquite thickets because he was hiding a mesquite thicket until he couldn't take it anymore.
The American teenager in Pyongyang that got sentenced to something like 10 years hard labor. Yeah.
Mhm.
Aw.
And well deserved for stealing a poster. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that, Greg. Greg says the video floating around of the road rager getting out of the Mercedes about 5 minutes from where he lives. Yeah, the joys of mesquite thickets. Yes.
Uh-huh. Those of you who do not live in the Southwest do not understand mesquite thickets suck.
Mesquite thickets and nettles.
Everything that hurts people loves mesquite thickets.
Yeah.
Wheel bugs, jump and get you. For some reason, jump and get you loves the hell jump and get you.
Cactus.
Choya.
Yeah.
Choya loves mesquite thickets for some reason.
Because it keeps them from getting munched on as much if
Yeah.
they're growing up in the mesquite.
I would think that the sheer number of thorns would prevent that.
Yeah.
Something eats it. That's why
Oh.
it grows thorns.
And the bull nettles down on 67 down around Fort Stockton. Ben has an interesting story about them chasing a guy in a Camaro or a Challenger or something up through there. And the kid got up over 100 miles an hour and lost it on one of the curves.
Went into the bull nettles.
Went into the bull nettles
Oh,
Ooh,
Lord.
and bailed out and ran
That is insult to injury.
I'll take mesquite over choya.
in his shorts
Oh,
and a wife beater.
Giver says she'll take mesquite over choya. Jump and get you is actually what it's called, cowboys call it.
Yeah.
At least in this area, they call it jump and get you.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was choya until I moved up the Panhandle.
Joshua trees are another one. Oh. Yeah. Devil's Club and skunk cabbage. Yeah, Brennan, your problem children are a little different than ours.
There's
Devil's Club is significantly unpleasant. You
Yeah.
do not want to wander too close to it.
Yeah.
Skunk cabbage is, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not as powerful as an actual skunk.
Yeah.
And if you eat it when it's young and cooked
Yeah.
very well, it is edible.
Yeah.
can mesquite be used as a barrier like pyracantha? Not well.
No,
Brian, not well.
it's too loose, and the mesquite that's really thorny and nasty is the new stuff. So you'd have
Yeah.
to cut it off every year and let it grow up new shoots, which is not going to be fun as it is.
There's actually a
Palo Verde is another one that is nasty. Yes.
Wild roses make a really nice fence.
Oh,
there's a fuck elves hate it.
Rowan?
Might be hawthorn.
Hawthorn?
Hawthorn. I think hawthorn.
Yeah.
Hawthorn makes a good barrier, but you've got to watch that stuff because it can be invasive.
Yeah, there are some native hawthorns to this area, but I honestly haven't gotten close enough to one yet to tell you how much thorniness there is going on.
A house I lived in Clarendon had a hawthorn hedge on one side,
Mhm.
and I threw a kid into it one time when I was busting up a fight in my front yard. So I slammed, hold him, and he went into the hawthorn, and it held him for a while.
yeah.
Well, there's three of them. And I was
Yeah.
trying to. I was wearing army shorts and a snarl because three drunk college kids got in a fight in my front yard.
Kudzu won't hurt you, just takes over the world. Yeah.
Oh, it'll hurt your feelings.
Complete circle bubble helmet or more of a squash?
Ask
elliptical?
that lady out
I
there is the
will,
one
I
you'd ask.
will.
I like the bubble helmet better.
You think the complete circle bubble
Yeah.
helmet? Yeah.
It makes more sense.
She's drawing.
engineering wise.
She's drawing a mother possum in a spacesuit with baby possums on a bandolier.
And the question was whether or not I wanted to make the helmet a perfect circle or a more kind of a squashed ovoid because of the shape of a
The
possum's
snout.
head.
The
Yeah.
snout.
But I think Jim's right in that for engineering purposes, a perfect circle is probably easier
Yeah.
to create.
Yaw.
Oh, damn, Brennan. Alaska State Fair prize winning pumpkin, 2,093 pounds.
Yeah.
A ton.
So
Well,
Fantastic
launch that
Valley,
puppy.
which is not very far from where Brennan has settled, has the reputation for being able to grow incredibly large vegetables.
Yeah.
The soil is fertile and the days are 24 hours at the peak of summer.
Yeah.
And you get a decent amount of rain and weather. It's a short growing season, but if you start your stuff inside and
Yeah.
have a greenhouse, which most of these people that win those kinds of things do,
Oh, yeah.
then you can make the most of it. Certain kinds of plants will grow 24 hours a day. Not all of them. Some kinds of plants actually
Yeah.
need dark.
Well, the environment needs dark because at nights when the plants switch over in their oxygen carbon dioxide cycle.
Mm-hmm.
They're still weighing the cabbage plants. I'll bet cabbage plants get well over 1,000 pounds.
That's a lot of coleslaw.
I don't know that they get that big, but I know that it's not unheard of to see cabbage plants out of Matanuska that are that you can barely wrap your arms around them. So, and yes, that is a lot of coleslaw.
Cedar made red kraut she was cooking last Saturday and
I
made,
bought red kraut in a jar at Fisher's Market.
she brought red kraut, which Rita and I both just love. If we're gonna have any sort of sausage, we're gonna have red kraut with it. It's just
Jesse says, someone knows the Russian word for Miracle Grow.
That's good.
Called the perfect environment is what that's called.
so. Everybody does remember that this weekend was going to be the release of the open calls for 2025 Rack Press, right?
Dun dun dun!
Brennan says Manituska is where they're trying to settle. Yes.
Yeah.
Greenhouse ski. Matanuska? Okay.
Matanuska.
You have at it.
Greenhouse ski. Yeah.
I grew up there, so I can't go back. It would kill me.
Pumpkin chucker cannon. Yeah, we might have played with one of those a few years ago.
I can neither confirm or deny.
Bowling balls are weird though.
Well, the holes make them scream when you launch the damn thing.
Well, not only scream, but the friggin' arcs are never the same. You
Nope.
get one that hooks, one that slices.
Depends on how. I told y'all it's been where the orientation of the holes was when
Yeah.
you stuck the damn thing in the mortar. Don't look at me like that, Mike.
You handle your own mortar.
I was giving advice. It was not being taken, but
And this was different how.
exactly.
Oh, is it Dragon Con weekend that we're doing this?
That's this weekend.
Oh, gee.
Oh, and for those of y'all asking, no, I will never darken Dragon Con's door. Thank you for
Yeah.
asking.
You weren't going to do it anyway.
Actually, we'd received an invitation, and yeah, for the no shit stories.
Oh,
We've been asked 2 years in a row. And Rita really likes cosplay, and apparently if you're into cosplay, that's the place to go.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, I just
okay.
didn't think it'd be your scene.
No.
For Rita, I do a lot of things that aren't my scene. Dragon Con has given me.
I didn't say anything.
Would you-
Why are you looking at
would
me
you-
like that?
Would you like to expound on that expression there,
No,
Mike?
you got it.
Mike is a wise man.
Have a Snickers.
But they've given me an excuse because Rita's pissed. And when you piss off that old thing, that's done. And it's gently giving me an excuse not to go.
Well, I had one experience with Comic-Con in San Diego, accidentally,
Huh.
because we had some meetings out of Coronado, and when they scheduled it, we made hotel reservations for the nearest hotel,
Oh dear.
not realizing when we made them like 2 months out that was Comic-Con weekend,
Ooh.
and we were in the Comic-Con hotel.
Oh
Oh,
dear.
a lot of people breathing my ear.
Huh?
A lot of people breathing my ear.
The stench from the costumes.
Mm.
Oh,
Ooh.
You can't clean a lot of the costumes. There are actually ways to clean them and deodorize them, but a lot of people won't bother.
I know that. You know that.
Mhm.
That's why we
Getting up-
invented fire.
Getting on an elevator with them in California, no.
That's why God invented napalm and flamethrower.
Yeah. And the stuck up asshole professionals that were there,
No.
the actors and everybody else.
Mhm.
It's like, I can give a shit less who you are. You're not part of my world. Get the hell out of my way. I got places to go and things to do. But yeah, never again.
Rita will wander in a full-on cosplay thing. Rita will walk around just entranced.
Yeah.
Which
Actually, Rick, Hotel Dell does have military rates still.
Oh.
I have stayed there at military rates in one of the old rooms. It was neat.
I tend to get a little twitchy about a lot of things. I don't know if y'all noticed. And I'm a little to Jim.
What have we said about not killing Jim?
I had,
Go ahead.
she tends to walk. She and Jonna have this thing about walking through some of the worst situations in the world, just happy as clams at high tide, and nothing happens. If I were to tell a street gang to carry my shit out to the car, the fight would be epic.
Yeah.
They go, yes, ma'am, and do it for Jonna.
Little old lady.
You are not an abuelita.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
Yes, some of the costumes would make a stripper blush. That is true.
Have you seen what the children wear to prom these days?
Yes.
Swear to God, a Strippers R Us must open up somewhere just before prom.
What's worse is the little girl dance teams. I swear to God, if that was my granddaughter out there, I'd be yanking her ass out of that and telling her to go put clothes on at age 5 or 6 or 7. I'm sorry, but that's,
Yeah, these 17, 18-year-old high school girls going to prom.
oh yeah.
At least put on another Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Double up in the Band-Aids, for God's sake.
2 Band-Aids and a cork. A joke, people. A joke.
It's a joke.
That's okay. You ever have to regulate Marine States at the Marine Corps Ball?
Oh,
Hey, Devil Dog, come here. You and your girlfriend can come back when she's got panties on.
Navy ball. Tell me about
Same
it.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I once got invited to go to the Marine Corps ball.
It was the time of your life.
I didn't go.
Yeah, it's your fault.
No, it was not. It was my parents' fault. I was 17 at the time, and the former Marine who asked me was 40.
Yeah,
And my parents said
your
no.
parents were right.
My parents were absolutely right.
And that guy needs his ass kicked.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know about it because he asked my parents before he asked me. So I didn't even really know it was going to
Wait,
be
if
a
a
thing.
40-year-old man asked my daughter to go to the Marine Corps Ball, he would never get a chance to ask my daughter because his teeth would be
you
out.
pick up your teeth way
Yeah.
out the door.
Yeah.
Sorry, he'll be at the dentist on the Marine Corps Ball.
I got invited to a Marine Corps ball. That is one of the most intoxicated nights of my life. A lot of fun, but Jesus, I was drunk.
Yeah, Rick.
That's why I could never enjoy damn things. I was the one running around.
Well,
Put him away. Pour him out.
As a
Rick says Johan will get to experience submariner ball. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
as a thank you for the Marine that invited me to the Marine Corps ball, invitations were issued for the next cavalry ball, and intoxication was paid. Was paid back. Oh God!
Oh, some of those balls were fun though. And some of the fights after the balls and before the balls were
Or
epic.
during the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the cavalry balls, there's a general thing you follow, a general flow to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's designed to get you really, really drunk.
Yeah.
When you make the grog,
Well, dining in is different than the ball.
Yeah.
For us. Yeah.
when you do there's a tradition to do the grog, and grog is never one alcohol.
No, it's all out.
It's all the alcohol and other stuff. For instance, on ours it was sand for the beaches of Normandy, so there's a pinch of sand went in the grog. Oil and just other stuff.
Well, it depends. Yeah, it could depend on who's
The history of the
Outfit.
the cavalry outfit.
Yeah.
And what's my opinion on grog? Don't.
No. No matter what unit it is.
Just don't. Just
Same
don't.
goes for artillery punch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Often served out of a toilet bowl.
No, we had a galvanized tub.
Yeah.
And we started out with the fuck did we start out with?
Probably Everclear.
Yeah.
No, we started with wine for the Independence. Or Independence started with some nasty ass wine, and it went fucking downhill from there. Schnapps for
Probably didn't help that everybody was drinking while they made it.
Yeah.
and there's this
God,
thing,
I can't take this shit. Here, put this
there's
in
this
there.
thing you read while you do it. It's
Yeah.
like schnapps for entering Berlin and pinch of sand for the beaches we bled on at Normandy.
Yeah.
And then I'm given to understand they've doubled up the sand for Iraq and added rippets for Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Rippets in a cocktail.
Well,
It's all, it's
maybe
all
you'll
for the
stay up longer.
grog, the jolly grog. It's all for the beer and tobacco.
Oh
yeah.
God. Oh Jesus.
Oh,
And at the mess night, like at a Marine mess night too, you do toasts.
yeah.
Oh.
So you're forced to drink.
Oh, after the grog gets done, the toasting starts, and everybody's already sloshed by then.
Well, and you're not allowed to go to the restroom.
No.
Yeah.
You have to finish the toast.
Yeah.
All of the toast.
Horse liniment because we were cavalry, so horse. This stuff was nasty.
Yeah.
It's the only thing was there was to honor the history and get you fucking plotzed.
Yeah.
That was the only. It had no taste. No, don't.
Well, anymore it's being made to be as gross as humanly
Yeah.
possible, right?
You know, it reminds me of Purple Jesus in college. Because after you drank some of that, you were seeing purple and calling for Jesus pretty regularly.
I, as an older college student, a little more wise to the ways of the world. When we had a party, I always stick 2 bottles of Everclear in the freezer.
Yeah.
A couple of days before, and then get somebody to bring Hawaiian punch, and you pour, a couple of fingers of below zero Everclear in a cocktail glass filled up with Hawaiian punch. Stir it, and it turns to slush.
Yep.
Give this to your date.
And what's the date go? Bud.
In deference to ladies in here, I will not say what that particular concoction is called.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, Jägermeister will rip you and clear your sinus and be a horse. line.
Jägermeister is.
You know what? I thought it tasted like the one time that I was made to drink some.
Liquors.
Was this at the Marine Corps ball?
It tastes like Pine Sol smells.
Yeah. Yep.
That is an apt description.
That's a very apt description. That may be why I can't stand the smell of pine salt to this day.
I just remember people like, yeah, let's do Jaeger shots.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I got blitzed on Jaeger one time, and I can't even.
Tequila and I have restraining orders out against each other.
For those of you who didn't hear that, John's voice from the back said, "Tequila causes children."
Yeah.
Apparently, John and tequila are not friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
My husband is of the opinion that tequila causes fights.
oh, it does. Oh,
Padre says at Gitmo we had a bunch of Naval Academy grads who finally had a chance to party. Those parties were reputed to be pretty wild. Reputed.
Gitmo?
Oh yeah,
Well, they had to fly everything in.
oh yeah. Gitmo is a party place.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Because
Yeah.
there's nothing else to do.
Oh,
You've got a bunch of stranded Navy Marines,
oh,
No place to spend their money,
no place to spend their money, and a bunch of angry Cubans on the other side of the wire. Like,
and a damn good Class 6 store.
yeah, yeah.
oh.
There's a lot of shenanigans that goes down.
Yeah.
I just,
Oh, Dagamore, there is something wrong with you. He liked
the taste of warm Jaeger.
No.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Is that when it was coming back up?
Oh,
Tequila
no,
makes your clothes fall off. Yeah.
I got snot slinging, commode hugging drunk on Jaeger one time, and I cannot stand it to this day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think all of us have a particular alcohol that we won't touch anymore.
All of them.
Padre says, best and worst of that deployment was we were on an active duty Navy base. Yeah, that could have been interesting.
Well, like, yeah, in Bahrain, when I was there, they had they rationed alcohol
Oh, yeah.
because of all the stupid incidents. You got 40 acres of naval, naval NSA, naval
Support activity.
and there's nowhere. Everyone has to live out of town because there's no room on the
Yeah.
goddamn. So what does
oh,
everyone
that's
do?
not a good.
They
That's not a good
party
idea.
their asses off there. It's a clown
Yeah.
show. I hated it.
Yeah.
Because I had the fleet anti-terrorism security teams,
Oh,
and here I am trying to tell all these Marines they're supposed to act a certain way, and next, and there goes the chief running by with his shirt off.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that, boys.
And Fifth Fleet looking the other way a lot of times.
Oh my, yes.
these days,
I'm still surprised we didn't cross paths out there.
I was too busy chewing people's asses.
Probably. And I was another one of them fucking civilians wandering around out there.
Well, and that's probably why, because like I didn't go out in town. I went from my apartment to work.
Yeah.
And
Back to your
while I was there, we were sending platoons. It was during the Arab
Yeah.
Spring, so we were turning,
Yeah.
platoons over like it was mad.
these days,
We probably saw each other.
oh yeah, guarantee you did. I have been comfortably toasted a couple times, causes anthologies, but I haven't been my 20s level of drunk in 30 years.
DA says, as a non-drinking author, this is all very
I
educational.
have been comfortably toasted a couple times. And
Yeah.
that's how the anthology got started. Was I was
Yeah.
comfortably toasted, but I haven't had a commode hugging
Oh my gosh.
incident in 30 years.
embassy duty. And embassy duty, you'd have like a day shift, an eve shift, or a mid shift.
Yeah.
And that eve shift was like the best of both worlds because you slept late, you woke up, you're hungover for 8 hours while
Yeah.
you were at work going, oh, fuck. When I get done, I'm just going to lay down. All of a sudden, an hour before you get off shift,
Hangover's
hangover
done.
was cured.
Yeah.
And you
Ready to
felt
go.
Calling
good.
people up, what are we going to do, man? I get off in an hour.
You felt good.
And if you were behind the door, you just reached in the bottom drawer.
Yeah.
More damn booze in the intel spaces.
If you're in a foreign city, go to the American embassy and ask where the Marine House is,
Yeah.
and find out when the next party is.
They'll tell you.
You may have to bring something, but
Well,
Depends.
that's just courteous.
well, that was like the bars that we had in the Navy, the unofficial bars, squadron bars.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Brass Nut and Keflavik, the Fly Trap and Sigonella, and a few others scattered here and there around the world. And everything in it was a quarter. Beer, hard liquor, Coke, everything was a quarter. Because we had
That was
airplanes.
before we went on the gold standard, right?
No, but we had airplanes going everywhere. So if
Hmm.
a crew was going to, for example, Spain, they would get orders for the guys in Italy to pick up amaretto
Mhm.
to fly it to Spain to be traded for vodka from Iceland.
Decent vodka.
Yeah. So, here we are with these, little squadron bars with cases of top shelf alcohol in them. And
From
we
the
didn't
source.
from the source, so we didn't pay shit for.
Marine squadrons still have the squadron bars.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
And
So-
the
so
amount
the
of stuff
cavalry
that gets
squadrons,
put in blivets on airplanes and very careful landings.
I'm
Yeah.
given. I am told. I believe it's an urban legend that beer cans will fit into the 3.5 inch folding
hell
fin
yes.
aerial rocket launch units on a AH-64 Apache. And Mike is laughing his ass off behind the camera.
It happened.
Hell, the amount of stuff we dropped to the Russians over the years out of the Grey Gooses. The Sonobui overpacks. And if you're ever in Westpac, the amount of houses and fences built out of gray overpacks. Because we dropped tens of thousands of those things over the years. I mean, there were times in Westpac we were dropping 6,000 a week. But you could put 24 cans of beer in one of them. You could fit 4 box lunches in one of them.
Oh, there's a Kathleen Sanderson on here.
Hi, Mom.
You could put 3. You could put 3 Black Boys. Never put Ritz crackers because I hated them,
Yeah, we're not trying to start nuclear war
Yeah.
here.
and a couple of oranges.
Someone keeping notes for your Pogue story?
And then you always had busted sonobuoys, so you take 3 or 4 parachutes depending on the weight, and duct tape them to the top of the thing, and then you put a 6-foot long red streamer on it, and go back and open the door in flight and throw it out as you went by, and they would retrieve it. And we had to do that up in the high Arctic after their supply plane crashed,
Well,
and one of the crews flew over and it stamped out, and the snow was beer.
beer.
So we did a care package to them of a couple of those. And the next crew that went by, more beer.
More beer.
Apparently,
Again, please.
there's a Brennan Sprague watching, and apparently I make him laugh.
Oh, he is the cutest little baby.
Yeah.
And James Sharp said, AH-64 armament guy, cans do fit, and they're cold when they get to destination.
Yes, they are. Just like the P3, we actually had to turn on the bomb bay heat to keep stuff from freezing in the bomb bay.
And you do not want frozen beer cans.
No, makes a hell of a mess.
Yes. Frozen soda will do the same thing.
And Rick goes, now envision how much you can fit in a 21-inch torpedo tube. 6 of them. Rick, I'm well aware of what y'all can hide in a torpedo tube. The only problem is what you're doing with a Mark 48 that's supposed to be in the tube at the time.
Well, that's technicality.
Yeah. Might be an oopsie.
I actually had a colonel have a actual serious case of the ass and disappointment because he found, or allegedly, found a H-64 whose rocket tubes were stuffed full of beer cans. And he lost his point ring knocker. And he lost his damn mind. It's like, you seriously realize this is a cavalry outfit, right?
Yeah.
I'd been more disappointed that you let some ring knocker catch it. Oh, come on, boys. You know.
He lost his mind. What the fuck is beer doing in this rocket pod? Sir, seriously?
That's how we get it to the field.
Well, sir, you pull one out.
Like, seriously, sir?
One's supposed to be armed on the flight line, sir. What's the problem? Yeah, exactly.
The hell? I think somebody on one of the ground crews said it was ballast to offset bad weight or something.
Somebody was thinking on their
Yeah.
feet.
And the command sergeant major steered the colonel away.
Oh yeah.
See, it's Senator Garrity balance, sir. Don't worry about it.
Well, some of the things that
CSM, sir. We need to go talk.
people are allowed to see to keep them from seeing other things that they weren't supposed to see.
For most of my career, for most of my time in the Army, honestly, God, I had really good officers. I had really good officers. I had good CSMs. So the recent crop of CSMs really blow my mind because everyone I knew when I was
getting
in,
relieved.
everyone that I knew when I was in battalion and brigade level they backed their Joes. I mean, if you fucked up, you caught it.
Yeah.
But they backed their NCOs and their Joes up 100% of the time.
Well, there's a certain point, like the reason I never went beyond lieutenant colonel is just I was seeing the political landscape, and I don't mean left and right. I just mean the crap you have to do in order to advance, and the mindset you were supposed to have. Like, here's an example. I heard this story secondhand, but the division, out of Okinawa, Japan, is having a meeting with 3rd Marine Regiment, which no longer exists in K-Bay, and they're talking about all our battalion got 3 DUIs in a row, right? And the division sergeant major's yelling at the regimental sergeant major, going, "What are they telling those Marines over there?"
Yeah.
And the regimental sergeant major stops and goes, "Wait a minute, are you suggesting that they're encouraging DUIs? Is that what you're saying, sergeant major?" Right. Again, probably ending his career there because he wasn't jumping on the bandwagon mindset of let's set someone on fire.
Yeah.
What are they telling those Marines? Yes.
Hey, Mikado, glad to see you on here.
Holy crap! Well,
hopefully you can go for a walk. That would be great.
I have a bit of feel-good news to end this out with.
Yes.
Ooh.
Courtesy of Lisa, one of our copy editors for Raconteur Press, she shared a link to an article. In 1943, Second Lieutenant Alan W. Nepper, age 27, took off in his P-38 Lightning from his base in Tunisia. As they approached their target, intense anti-aircraft fire hit the squadron, and Nepper's aircraft was struck by flak and crashed. And for 80 years, the location of the crash site was lost to history, and they found where it most likely was, found remains, identified them via DNA, and have one more World War II airman has been able to come home.
Yay.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
That is outstanding. The family gets some
That
closure.
closes that story, yeah.
Lewiston, Idaho. He's been returned to his hometown.
Well done.
So,
That's the truly sad part about the ships that sank from all navies.
there's no way to do that.
Families never get closure.
No,
Not really.
the ocean takes her own.
Yeah.
If you're on dry land, there's a hope of acquiring enough DNA to, even if you have to use genetic genealogy through mitochondrial DNA, there are ways to acquire DNA. It's very rare that it's so degraded you can't.
Yeah.
Ocean, on the other hand, it would be very rare to find enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
She takes her own.
Yes.
Yep.
That's why they are considered military graves.
Yes. And still on control.
And that's
No, Jerry,
why
you can't touch
it
Ian's
pisses
face.
me off so badly when the Chinese go in and
Chinese communist wait, what?
Yeah.
Scavenge the
scavenge the steel.
Yeah.
Steal from
Yeah.
World War II
Yeah.
graves.
Yeah.
All ships still at sea and all submarines still on patrol. Yes.
All right.
And
It's
on
been,
that note, we've wasted another hour of your time.
y'all be safe.
Remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Also, this weekend, Raconteur Press is releasing the 2025 schedule. Once we get it out there, y'all
So
need
run away.
run like hell.
Clear your calendars, ladies.
Y'all need to spread it. We need to get new authors
Yes.
New readers.
and new readers, people that buy the books, so I can
Christmas
actually
is coming, folks.
Yeah.
so I,
The word.
so I can actually toast the cheese sandwiches I'm giving to these guys. Would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
We
Happy
need
Labor Day to
books.
everybody and be safe, folks. It's
Happy-
a holiday weekend.
Take it
Happy
easy.
Communist
And if you're in Texas, go dove hunt.
September 1, Dove Day. First day of dove season.
Dead dog.